Dave and Jay versus the world.
Nice.
Oh, my fault. I thought.
Fuck.
Welcome to another episode of Dave and Jay versus the world.
That was a pretty powerful opening.
I felt good about that.
Yeah, that was pretty powerful.
New president, all that good stuff, and there's a lot of things that we want to get into.
Got a lot to go over.
But first, very importantly,
a quick word from our sponsors.
No.
Does your asshole itches?
No, that's
well,
not.
if it does.
Nope.
Oh, that.
Is that our first paid sponsorship, the asshole itch cream? No, it's don't forget, guys, 11/21. That is this upcoming November 21st. The Brawl in the Fall. David the Cobra versus Alex the Bear. And I got to tell you something, guys. I have never seen a harder fucking group to squeeze a penny out of in my goddamn life. And you know what's going to end up happening is I'm going to kick the shit out of Alex to give $1.50 to the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation and $1.50 to Barbells for Boobs, because Alex is gonna get fucked up for $3, because that's all we got right now. So please step those numbers up. I'm fucking begging you. You're making us look bad.
Are you okay?
Dude, I'm a little heated.
You seem.
I'm a little heated.
That was a bit much.
I mean $3 from our beloved fans?
All you can ask for is for them to donate what they have. Evidently, they don't have much.
We got the brokest fucking fan base. Corona has hit no other disenfranchised group harder than it's hit the fan base of DJVW.
Yep.
Unfucking believable. I don't want to. I mean, it's fine. We'll give them $3.
You're sweating.
I am sweating. This hat isn't helping me. I'm very angry, but it's unbelievable.
You know what? I think actually I'm gonna lean into it. I think it's hilarious that we're gonna we only have $3 in this account.
Ooh, thank you. Shout out to sweet Nathan Baird, who, by the way, just bought a beautiful baby girl into the world. She's healthy. Everything's super dope. And
there's something about bringing a child. I'm like,
unbelievable.
God bless you.
God bless. God bless you.
She's
Nathan.
A blessing.
God bless.
And
the
I'm not
Baird
even
family.
a religious guy, and I feel that it's a blessing.
It is. Angels themselves dropped Nathan's baby into his arms. She wasn't even delivered, actually. It was just an angel came through the ceiling holding a baby that was momentarily in astral form until they passed through the sheetrock, and then the baby solidified and it was placed in Nathan's lap.
When I was young, I thought babies came out of buttholes. Did you think that?
I could see that. As I don't remember enough to know if I thought
I
that.
remember I was like, it must hurt so bad to squeeze a baby out of an asshole.
I mean, after having a few big shits.
And I didn't know better, honestly, until I was right around like 10.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a fair age to realize that you're not actually just shitting babies out, but you're actually squeezing them through the old right beneath the pee hole thing.
Yeah. You know what? Circling back to the fact that we have $3.
$3.
I just want to say, honestly, between you and Alex, you deserve possibly less. I haven't seen two people not give a shit about training the way you guys don't care. Maybe if you cared a little bit, okay, and they saw you training and getting ready and putting some Rocky theme music behind it and actually generated some content for this fight, maybe they would give more than $3 hairs.
Well, I mean, they could give a single dollar. Because guess what,
I wouldn't
guys?
give
There's no
you guys
bar
shit.
for entry.
I wouldn't give you a dime. You want to know why? Because you're not training.
You don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes. I can't give out my information to my opponent.
I'm going to imagine it's heavy with like eating Chipotle, Milky Ways, and doing nothing when you get home.
It's pretty close, honestly. to be perfectly honest, it's very close. But it doesn't matter, all right? Because I'm going to smoke the shit out of Alex. And then you know what? I'm not giving it. You're going to have to pry those $3 from my fucking bloody hands.
And then JD's going to get in the mix, and he's going to give $500 to smash
At least we'd make some fucking money.
At least he'd throw some cash out there.
Jesus Christ,
If you want to beat up Dave or think you can,
no, this is my last fight that I'm taking.
We're going to run a big promo. The more money you donate, you can climb in the ring with him.
No, that's not what's going to happen.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to drug his water too. So if you donate like $1,000,
like I'm going to put some tiger, bro.
I'm going to put some Xanax inside of his like Gatorade.
I've never done Xanax. Have you ever done Xanax?
Yeah.
I've never done Xanax.
Yeah, I actually almost killed this one girl because her boyfriend came back and was like, I sold him a bunch of what I thought was Xanax. Turned out to be Klonopin.
What's Klonopin?
It's another like antidepressant kind of thing,
All
but
right.
it's a lot stronger. And he comes back. He's like, yo, your shit put my girl in the hospital. He's like, that wasn't Xanax. It was Klonopin. She took like 20 or something.
the fuck,
and
bro?
I was like, wait a second. That means I could have made much more off of what I sold. If
Wait
I
a
was
second.
like,
I've been taking Klonopin.
I said, honestly, you owe me $100, dude. So, yeah, I was. And I used to get really drunk and take Klonopin for some reason because it was the only drug
Were you
I had.
sad?
No, because I would just black out. I don't know. It was like a roofie. That's what, like a
Klonopin
roofie.
and alcohol?
Klonopin was like a roofie for me. So I would take the Klonopin at the, like toward the end of like me drinking and
Yeah.
everything. I
To have
wouldn't
a good night,
remember.
just,
I wouldn't remember anything
Just a
the
sweet
next
kiss
day.
goodnight?
It was
Mwah.
just a blackout.
Well,
That happened. And actually, one time it's funny because we're just drugstores.
Sure.
I was so fucked up on Robitussin one time, and we were in Carteret, and it was me. And
I
this
did Robitussin in Carteret too.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
nice.
yeah. It was this kid. It
The
was my
similarities.
first time doing it though. So it was me and this kid Tony. We called Dog Face Killer. The
Dog
retarded-
Face Killer.
The
Okay.
retarded Dog Face Killer because
Okay.
he looks like a basset hound.
Sure.
Okay, and we were in Carteret, and I was trying to get weed from one of those kids that lived in like the trailer park.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know the trailer
and,
parks in
And we
Carteret.
were on like Chrome Street, and we were parked right in the back of a school bus. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat, retarded dog face killer. He's sitting in the driver's seat. And here you go. You got a white guy and a black guy with a 21 speed that they're not riding. They're pushing it.
Because it doesn't work.
And automatically, I know something's going to happen. Even with the Robitussin coursing through my
if
veins.
anything, that heightens your intuition.
Yeah, I was
You're
like
a little bit more in tune.
And but the thing is, when you're on Robitussin, you really don't care. So I was like, something's about to happen. And then Tony's like, huh? Because he's only smoking weed. He's not roboed out.
Okay.
So he's very aware
He's
of everything that's
acutely
going
aware
on.
that something is
so
wrong.
these two guys come up to the car, black guy, white guy, 21 speed that they're pushing.
Right.
And he goes, what are you two doing around here? And I go, just waiting for some weed, man. And then he goes, oh, yeah? And he goes, oh, I'm going to need something from you. And then he pulls out a gun.
What
right?
the fuck?
Then he pulls a gun out, right? And points it in the car. And then I'm like, Tony, run these guys over. And then he's like, he's like afraid that these guys are going to shoot him. And I'm so fucking wasted on Robitussin. I was like, dude, they don't even have money for a car. You think they got money for bullets?
Ooh, that's a fair point,
And then
though.
he goes like this. And then the guy with the gun is like, I'll spray this whole car up with bullets, bro. And then Tony, because the gun is in his face because I'm sitting passenger.
Yeah, real easy to talk shit when you're in the passenger
I'm
seat.
talking shit, blasted on Robitussin.
Right.
Tony's got it looks like a 22 or
Okay.
38.
Put a hole in you. Put a hole in your head.
It's got it in his face. So yeah.
I'd be
and
shook as
Tony's
fuck.
looking at me like,
Are you
and
gonna do
And
anything,
I'm
bro?
like, no, I'm just like, dude, run these guys over. And then he's like, you better not turn that car over.
No, bro, that's when you snatch the fucking gun, you move it away from your face, you grab the door
Well,
handle, boom,
he
bucket,
might
hit him in the chest with the door.
He might have done that if he
Right.
wasn't high as a fucking Georgia pine, and I was on fucking Robitussin, so I was like, I wouldn't even have felt a bullet,
Right.
Rip
It'd just
through
been
me.
just like a warm sensation.
So then he gun in the face. I'm talking shit. Tony's crying a little at this point. He's
Right, makes
watering.
sense.
He's peed himself.
This could be the end.
very scared.
Sure, and he's doing it next to you, who's
and
just
also,
telling him it's no big deal.
He can't just fire up the car and go because he has like an '86 Ford Escort.
You got to give it a push to start.
You used to have to press down on the brake and rev the gas just to keep the motor going. So this thing used to stall out all the time.
So there's
and we
no
were
way.
And we were parked directly behind the bus, so he wasn't gonna vroom back up and go. There was no kind of
parallel parked.
Yeah, it was a bad move on Chrome Street. Like
Yeah.
that's like.
What did the guy? What did you give him?
So this is what happened. So then he goes, I need you to do me a favor. I was like,
It's not really a favor.
at this point, I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, you got the gun, man. So
guys have a rapport?
What is
Yeah,
the
sure,
favor?
dude, of course.
Exactly. He's like, well, what? I'm like, what is the favor? At this point, because you got the gun in Tony's face. He's
Yeah.
crying.
Not gonna fucking decline.
He's like, I need you to give my uncle a ride to go pick up some crack. And then,
Damn, bro.
Okay. So then I was like, man, if you needed a ride, why didn't you just ask for a ride instead of
fairer
fucking...
question has never been
Who
asked.
the hell gets carjacked? And it wasn't really even... See, that's what upsets me, because it wasn't even really a carjack.
You know what?
Because it was more like a favor, really.
Yeah, it was a favor.
It was a favor with a gun. It
if
was
you had
like
some cash, you should have said, "Hey, call Scooter's Taxi."
no, he didn't even
or Checkers.
The thing is, he didn't even ask for cash to buy the crack. They were flush. So then an older...
That's a man who's experienced a lot of no's.
Yeah.
A lot of no's.
And then he was like, today is not the day for hearing no. So here's the gun in the face.
That day,
I need
he
you
was
to do
like-
me a favor. And I was like, okay. So we're like, fine, man. We'll give your uncle a ride to go get some crack.
Sure, man. You
Whatever.
just have to pick up some groceries while we're
Whatever,
at
bro.
it.
So
Where was his uncle in all
Unc
this?
comes out. I don't know, man. I was on Robotussing, so I
Okay,
remember
fair, yeah.
flashes.
Okay.
But I remember he comes out of a building. He's walking up the street. He's in some light heather grays. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
White shirt, pretty dingy, couple holes. He's got a knife. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in the back seat.
A little bit of reinforcing. the
Yep.
idea
He's got
that
a
you're-
knife to Tony.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm hanging out with him. I'm talking to
chilling.
him. I'm talking to him about, I was like, so you've been locked up? He's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I just got out, man. And we were like talking
Having a nice
about,
time,
we're
yeah.
having a good time. Tony.
Seems like a decent dude, huh?
Dude, I was on Robitussin.
Who did
he
you like
was on
more? Did you like
heroin.
the uncle more, or did you like the guy with the gun more?
The uncle was a nice guy.
He was a nice
I'll
guy.
tell you how nice he was, actually, because
Okay.
we had a good conversation all the way up to the trap house. And then
How far of it was it? A drive?
No, it was about like 10 minutes. He could have took
coulda
the bike.
He could have.
He could have walked.
He had. You know what?
He
the
had
guy
the 21
He was
speed.
down on his luck. The 21 speed shit the bed, and he
Yeah.
was desperate for crack.
Yeah. He had the
So-
21 speed.
Right.
So he could have took that.
Did he offer that to you, by the way? Like
The bike?
Yeah. Like
No,
no.
no, that was never on the
So-
table.
okay, all right.
The gun to the face and the ride is what they
I
needed.
thought it, to make a.
Didn't have us even pay for it,
Reprimands.
right? So then the uncle and me were having a good talk. We're just shooting the shit all the way there.
Right.
Tony is freaking out, but he's calming down because we're having a good talk.
Yeah.
I take off my shirt at some point because the uncle had his shirt off.
And you wanted to.
And I was like, nah, bro, look at this. And I was like, check that out, dog. Just got out of county, you know?
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
flexing
Feeling
on
swole.
him. He's flexing on me.
All right.
He could
Was he
be
jacked?
Yeah, but he's like one of those black guys that could have been 60 something.
Okay,
Could
just-
also been a hard 30 something.
Okay,
No,
13 to 30,
actually,
13
he
to
was
30.
he was 60 something
Okay,
for sure.
so it's
Yeah.
30 or 60. Now, let me ask you this though:
Super
you removed,
ashy.
You removed the
Ugh.
knife, and you removed the gun. You and your boy Tony, you take him?
On Robotussin? No way.
No?
No.
No,
Dude, I
happened?
lost all sense of motor skills on Robotussin.
You had enough to take your shirt off. though.
I had enough in the boy to take my shirt off.
When you took your shirt off, were you trying to maybe intimidate, or were you?
I was trying to
genuinely-
intimidate a little bit, just
little bit?
trying to flex on him.
Yeah.
So then,
just to let you know, like, hey, if
we're
that knife wasn't part of this.
We're shirtless. He's got a knife. Well, I
Yeah.
told him, I was like, yo, man, not for nothing. Like, I
I
fucked
wasn't
dudes
on-
up.
yeah, if I wasn't
Yeah,
on
I fucked
Robotussin
dudes
right
up.
now.
But you got a knife, so I respect that you have a knife.
I respect that, bro. I respect that.
So he's like, we get to the house, great conversation, shirtless, Tony's scared, pull up,
Sure.
big set of stairs. The guy goes, Uncle looks at us and goes, yo, I'm gonna need y'all away from me. You gotta give me about 5 minutes, and they gotta give me a ride back to my nephew's. All right, Unc, sure.
Is the nephew still in the car with you?
Nope, nephew and the other the white crack addict, didn't go.
So,
They just needed the ride.
did he wear a seatbelt?
Unc? No, he needed to sit like in the center because he
That
had
would've
the
been
knife.
gangster as shit.
He
if
had
you
the
and your
knife on
boy
Tony. He had the
some
knife
sort
on Tony.
of, like mental telepathy kind of thing where you were like, you clicked your seatbelt in and you were like, Tony, hit that fucking wall, bro.
Dude, the
and
Ford-
you sent Unc through the center, right through the window.
The Ford
and shit?
Escort wouldn't have gone fast enough to hit the brake.
You
The
don't think so?
brakes, no, the brakes weren't good enough to slam
Damn it.
on.
Yeah, you gotta hit something.
I'm sure he didn't even have ABS in that thing.
Okay, that's fair.
So the Unc,
airbag.
Okay, so then the Unc goes, wait for me, I gotta go. So he runs up this long flight of stairs.
and you waited for him.
Here's what Tony does in
my
this
fucking-
situation.
Okay, Tony.
His conversation was great with Unc.
Yeah.
He looks over to me, and I'll never forget what he says. He goes, should we wait for him? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
Dude,
God.
go,
Tony was
go.
bitch made, bro. He
Dude.
would have held that dude's
I
pocket.
was like, go, motherfucker. So then,
if Unc pulled his pocket out and told Tony to hold it, Tony
oh,
would have held
for
it, bro.
sure.
Oh my God.
He'd have been, hold my glass eye in my pocket.
Oh my
so
God.
Then we call up this one dude that we are going to buy the weed from.
Sure.
This
Hey,
dude-
sorry, we were outside.
I think
but
his name was like Chris or something.
was he ever like, yo, where the fuck are
Well,
you guys?
I tell him, I'm like, yo, dude, that spot you were supposed to meet us at, there's two guys there crack addicts, black guy, white guy. One's got a gun. Don't go over there.
He's like, I already know. I'm driving them. I'm driving their cousin right now to pick up some coke.
God. Well, that's what happened. He was like, dude, I'm here. I'm hanging out with these guys, you know?
No!
And I was just like, oh, shit,
Well,
dude.
I'm not coming
and he's
back.
like, don't worry. I'll get out of this. There's a cop coming down the street. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll see you never.
Right,
I'll
right.
never
That's
see you
it.
again.
That's the end of that. There's
Thank you
plenty
very
of
much.
weed men.
Good.
We don't need you anymore.
It was out of control, bro. It was a hell of a night.
don't get
Between
drugs
the
in Carteret.
Robitussin, the crack, the gun, the ride.
taking your shirt off,
It was
flexing
shit.
on Unk.
I was shirtless.
So you don't think,
He was
even though Unk
shirtless
was
with
60-something
sweatpants.
years old, if he tried to shoot the one with you right there, you'd have been in trouble?
Dude,
I mean, you
couldn't
definitely would have got
move.
stabbed.
I couldn't have moved because what happened is after that, and we finally get back to, I think we went to like Harbor Town, like down in that area. We were supposed to get out and go to this kid James' house. We're just gonna lay low and relax and chill.
Right, after all that
So
anxiety,
then
that trauma bonding.
Yeah. So then he goes, all right, Jay, now get out of the car, bro. Let's go to James. And I go, all right. And I try to get out, and I'm like, I can't move.
Yeah.
You know, my body, I don't have any strength.
Yep.
And I had to sit in the car for like 2 hours before I finally was like, okay to get out.
It's a traumatizing situation. Your body was depleted from
I
the
was
Robitussin.
my body was shutting down from the Robitussin.
Let me ask you this. Sometimes they say after experiencing a traumatic situation together that you form a stronger bond.
Yeah.
Did you and Tony form a stronger bond, or did you recognize that Tony was bitch made and that you needed to distance yourself from him?
Tony was he was bitch. Because
did you stick around with Tony? Did you go?
he was locked up in a bunch of these different experiences with us. Like one time, my boy Gabe stole 2 guitars from Ford's Music over on New Brunswick Avenue. Went in there, super just 2, and then left. And then we had Tony give us a ride to Guitar Center to go sell them.
What the fuck?
Police got involved. They got Tony, and Tony ratted on Gabe. And I was like, oh, shit. So not only are you a bitch, but you also
you're
a rat.
a snitch. I knew a snitch. I won't mention his name. But
You won't snitch him out?
I won't snitch him out because I'm not a coward. But I did spend some time with a guy who 3-4 times in a row managed to snitch us out to the police every time the heat came down.
Maybe stop.
Actually, it was probably 3 times.
You know?
Yeah, I did stop chilling with him, and life was not too kind to him. He's still alive though. He's still all right.
He's probably hanging out with those wispy crack addicts over
Goddamn
on
wispy
Chrome Street.
crackheads.
Goddamn those wispy crack addicts.
Now that was a hell of an encounter, a hell of a story, and I do think that we need to.
Just a couple of young boys on
That's it.
Robitussin.
That's it.
Getting
I was in
38 in their face.
I was in Carteret for my first time drinking Robo. I went to Rite Aid.
I'm going to go ahead and recommend to all the viewers out there, if you
Robotripping?
catch yourself drinking Robitussin, stay out of Carteret.
Yeah, do something more productive. Start a podcast.
Go anywhere besides Carteret.
Yeah,
would
just
be
don't go to
fun.
Carteret. Don't go to
But
Carteret.
I definitely recommend doing Robitussin at least one time.
It's
a
a
real
thing.
spiritual high, bro.
It is. It definitely does something to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of spiritual highs, we seem to be at this pivotal moment in history where my sweet orange baby boy Donald Trump has lost the presidency, and I think now the move is, I tried praying. I did a lot of praying,
Sure,
and it just didn't seem to really work out in my favor. I did a lot of shouting down of people who had Biden Harris posters on their lawn.
Yeah.
Because I get these emails from Donald Trump and his administration all the time, cheering on, and they tell you what to do. And they said one of the things you should do is you should go to the houses that have these posters. You should knock on the door and then just kind of ask them why. Look at them, look at their kids. Try to figure them out.
Then you guys sat down, had a little Mickey D's, and chewed on some adrenalized glands.
That's
for a
it.
little
A little bit of hanging out, reading the old John Podesta handbook, how to most efficiently drain a toddler of their adrenalized blood.
You got to really scare the hell out of them.
You do, and you have to accuse them of eating children and collaborating with Hollywood.
There's no other way to do it.
And working for the pedophilia wing of Disney. If you go to Disney Plus and you go through their menu.
Now, speaking of pedophiles, we do have Joe Biden as our president-elect right now.
We do, and I'm hoping. I did notice myself. Apparently, it hasn't officially been announced, but the numbers are so overwhelming that it almost doesn't fucking matter.
We're going to
at all.
officially announce it.
That's right. Here on DJVW, we
We'd like to welcome President-elect Joe Biden.
Well, actually, President-elect Kamala Harris, because Joe Biden's gonna
not
die
last a
next
year,
week.
maybe
Next week,
two.
it's a wrap. He's dying of whatever the fuck he's got going on. He's not going to be able to remember to take his medication.
On a serious note, though,
Sure.
I don't think anything's gonna change.
No, it's going to be the same old
For
shit.
everybody that was like worried, I don't think you need to have any worry.
I think it was the same way when
I think
Trump
it was
got
gonna
in
be
too.
the same shit either way. Honestly, it was funny because Friday I was in PA and I was buying material from this nice lady and her husband at this one shop, and she comes out and she goes, she supported Trump. You know, she wanted Trump as the president, and she goes, "I'm scared with this Biden in the White House. They say the market's gonna collapse," and then she's like, "Pull out your 401k. I'm pulling out all my thing," and I go, "Ma'am," I'm like, the reason the market will collapse is because you're being told that you're supposed to be scared of the market collapse, and you're pulling out all your money.
Yeah, you're creating the thing.
Affecting the fall in the market because you and millions of other people are doing this for fear that somehow something is going to change.
So it's, what is that, a fulfilling prophecy, right?
Exactly.
It's like you're so afraid of the thing that, and you're making it happen.
And when I told her that, she's like, "Wow, that makes sense." She was reasonable enough to at least to say it makes sense. She was like, "You're right."
And you kissed her on the mouth.
And then me and her shared a passionate old lady kiss. You know what? She had that old lady hair too. That like,
if you pulled it, it would have fallen out.
No. It was curly but looked wet. You know when it looks wet.
What was her
curly?
ethnicity? Because tell me what.
She's a white.
She's a white. When I went to Georgia, I was bombarded by a large, morbidly obese black gentleman with a MAGA hat on.
You just can't get away from those. guys.
No. Morbidly obese black gentleman with a MAGA hat, and he said, "Where are you guys going? You guys going down to Durham town to jump the trucks?" We said, "Yes, sir. It's gonna be a good time, beautiful day for it." And he said, "Okay." And then he walks over to the window, and he's got a fucking Trump Pence sign, and he goes, "Here, take it. They're gonna call you fucking racist anyway." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, sir." And then he walked away, and I just had a Trump Pence thing. It is the same shit though. And when Obama, I remember when I first started becoming peripherally aware of politics, was when Obama first got into office, and I remember hearing all this gloom and doom was going to happen. And then it didn't happen, and everything stayed, pretty much the same for your average person.
Yeah.
And then when Trump was getting into office, there was a whole bunch of people like that crazy bitch who fell down in the middle of fucking, Washington Monument or whatever, and went, no! Remember her? You don't remember the screaming hipster bitch when she fell to her knees? And dude, I'll find the image for you later on. Oh my god, it's a fucking classic image.
But
she fell to her knees, and when they announced the presidency, she went, "No!" Like she screamed into the air like Japanese anime style.
Well, some good things did come of this.
What's that?
The legalization of marijuana now in New Jersey.
Yeah,
and while we're on the drug train,
sure,
the legalization of all narcotics in Seattle. Basically, Seattle's gonna be like,
Oregon,
whatever.
Yeah.
It's same shit.
Well,
so
no. That's a different place, but all right.
It's gonna be like Escape from LA with Kurt Russell.
I wonder what it'll be like.
You want to talk?
I'm glad that it's not happening here.
You want to talk about a post-apocalyptic world?
That's the place. Go to Oregon. Go to Oregon
in about a year.
Yeah,
because the reason this is gonna fail is because one state did it. See, if all the states did it, it might have a chance to succeed.
Oh, you think because they're isolated and everyone's gonna flood there and fuck it all up? That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I love a big interesting move. Right?
I'm just gonna sit back and watch it all unfold.
And
stay learning hand-to-hand combat.
That's it. That's the move. My buddy, who's a Trump guy, he moved to Montana, and it seems like Montana's like a 2-hour drive from Oregon, and he was complaining before he left for Montana that all these liberal lefties from California who voted in such a way that they ended up having their entire state destroyed by its politics are now going to go to other states and vote the same way that they voted back home and fuck everything up there. And now he's right next to Oregon, which just became the most liberal. I mean, liberal in that very sense of the word, not in a political sense, but like liberated of the drug war, of all of the illegalities that surround drug culture. They've been liberated of all that. And so, you're probably going to see a shit ton of people funneling in.
It's going to be insane over there.
It's going to be the mass exodus.
Now imagine being like a cop over there. There's going to be no police. Nobody's going to want to. Who the fuck is going to want to police that shit?
I mean, I have to imagine that Oregon is pretty left leaning, so I wouldn't be surprised if you couple that with the stand down.
They're just going to get a bunch of safety patrols.
It's gonna. What was that place? Chaz or Chad or whatever the fuck it was. It's gonna be the entirety of Oregon now, and they're all gonna be on heroin.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it'll probably be underwhelming.
Honestly, I think you're gonna see you know what's gonna do really good out there? Like funeral homes. You're gonna see a lot. You're going to see a lot
because of all the
overdoses.
Deaths.
Lot of overdoses.
All the overdoses.
Because you can't get any good drugs anymore. Everything got fucking fentanyl in it.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you get good drugs.
Well,
my ecstasy had MDMA in
I don't know what
you know what it has
my
in it now? Fentanyl.
Well,
that's why I drank the Robitussin.
That's right. At least you
What's
know.
In here?
Robitussin is guaranteed ingredients. You know, just read the back.
To make you see.
What's the main thing?
Your inner self.
Sudafed? What's the main?
Sudafed, yeah. Dextromethorphan.
That's it. Wow, dude. What?
Thank you.
That was very. I'm alarmed at how quickly and professionally you answered that question.
DXM, baby.
Yeah, that's that is. I asked my mom. I said, Mom, now that weed is legal in New Jersey, are you going to get high? And then she
like a Georgia pine.
And then she said, well, you know, it's going to kill my motivation and my ability to execute tasks. And so, no, I won't be having any marijuana.
I got 176
She does have
100.
She does. She has
snakes.
A whole fucking...
if I don't handle them on a daily basis,
they're going to die.
They get uncomfortable and they bite my neck.
They attack. Yeah, I guess there's some legitimacy to that. But I just think... Maybe not smoking it, because smoking is a little aggressive, but like edibles, edibles. Get my mom an edible, fuck her up, get her a zebra cake that gets you
honestly,
high.
I think it's going to be a good thing. I think medicinal marijuana is good for people. I think if it helps and it's not some kind of chemical that's fucking concocted in a lab, I think all the better. If you could use it for sleep or anxiety or depression, if there's anything you could do that's not get on benzos, I support that fully, man. And I hope it works out. And also, you're gonna see a boom economically in our
that'll be cool
in our state. Yeah, you will. You're gonna see things like weird things like cabs and you're going to see things like that go up because people are going to be fucking stoned, not want to drive.
That's true, right?
So you're going to see that. You're going to see like food places start doing good because people are going to get the munchies like a motherfucker.
Well, to play a little devil's advocate, I did live in Nevada for a bit, and I was excited to experience Nevada's dispensaries. That was nice, right? So I didn't have to have a weed man anymore. And you would go to this place, and it was really clean, and everything was white, and the floors were marbles, and they had all this really nice glassware bongs and such. Yeah. And then you get a menu like you're at McDonald's and you're looking at this menu on the wall. And I just never...
I'll have the McDab and Terp.
Well, yeah, I never got
dabs
super
and
good
terps,
dabs and terps.
That's what the kids are doing nowadays.
Have you ever... I've
dabs
done
and terps
dabs
all day.
They're not
I don't need to get that high. If I'm going to get that high, I'm just going to do heroin.
Well, see, that was my problem, right? Is I went there and I'm looking at this menu and I know myself. I've been smoking for a long time, on and off, since I was a kid, like 17 years old, 16 years old. And I never built up a tolerance for whatever reason. So I would look at the menu and I'd go, what has the lowest percentage of THC?
And that's what I want. Fucking nuke your brain.
There's a balance, right? It's like CBD to THC. Yeah. THC causes the
psychoactive effect.
Yeah, paranoia, the anxiety, but it also create the creativity and then the CBD is what kind of balances it out and mellows you out. They sacrifice. There's a huge disparity between the percentage of THC versus CBD. CBD was real low, and I know it's lower in parts to THC typically, but it was a huge gap, and the THC was really high. And I would try my hardest to get the lowest percentage shit, and I felt like I was smoking, I don't know, shit we scraped off the surface of the fucking moon, because it screwed me up so bad. Like I remember falling asleep, like sitting up one day, and it was like late in the day, it was like after dinner, and I had and all of a sudden I fell asleep sitting, and I had terrible nightmares. I had terrible nightmares. I don't even remember what the fuck they were about.
Those sleep paralysis demons coming.
That's
knocking.
what they found me.
They know
like,
that you're
vulnerable.
too like, oh, let's get that asshole. And by that asshole, I mean that butthole.
It seems to be fruitful for the market to make crazy powerful shit. So that'll be different. I think weed as we know it is evolved. It's not the same thing anymore.
Well, it's like anything. Everything evolves. This is future.
Yeah.
This is the future. These are future athletes. They're the best athletes ever. This is the best weed ever.
Yes.
This is the best everything
I don't want
ever.
That. I don't want it. I don't want all that powerful
stuff.
No,
dude, we live in a powerful futuristic world where it's like this is the best ever.
I don't
The best
need-
athlete, the best weed.
I'm gonna be struggling. I'll be like, can you get me really just bad stuff? I want to be able to smoke like a whole, because I like a blunt. I'll smoke a blunt.
A beezy.
I don't like bongs. I don't like bowls. I just like a blunt
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
You know it's real. You know,
But I have it for the intent to smoke the whole thing. I don't
Yeah.
want to smoke 2 hits
No.
and be fucking.
You know what's funny is that you could see like women who smoke. You could like I'll never forget it. There was this one girl, Giuliani, when she smoked, it looked so sexy. She would
Ooh.
like, smoke and it
Yeah.
would bellow out, and it was almost like
Yeah.
that smoking fetish thing that I sent you.
You sent me a smoking fetish thing.
I
don't
think
look at
I
the things
did.
That you sent me. I'm
But
sorry.
then there was this one girl, Acid Vicky, that she
Okay.
used to smoke, and she'd be like, "Yo, pass that blunt." And
hell no.
she would get it, and then
Oh, that's aggressive. Yeah,
and then
you
it
don't
would
wanna-
look very masculine.
that's not
And then
good.
there was like 2 ways. So you have a feminine smoker, and then you have a Acid
Yep.
Vicky. Oh, that's some good shit.
Yeah, that's not good. I like the feminine smoke.
No, I like
long,
the feminine
graceful
smoker.
pulls.
But anyway, I sent you that girl on Instagram. She's got like 2 posts, and she does smoking fetish things. That's a thing.
What does she do? Oh,
She
okay.
smoked. She had like a.
It was so bad.
a Virginia Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a marble menthol light.
It looked like she was not a smoker either.
She looked like she smoked.
It didn't look natural. It looked like she was.
It's
It's like when you're first when you're a kid and you try to
it's
look cool smoking a cigarette when you're just a little kid. And the
when you
first
get a
time you do
little
it.
smoke coming out and then
Yeah.
then
That's
you
it
suck
didn't
it
look like
back
she was
in.
inhaling either.
No, she was definitely inhaling. That's all part of the thing. Turns
Smoking
out there's a
fetish.
whole smoking fetish.
Is that because it's naughty and you're not supposed to smoke and so it's naughty and
I
that's
don't know.
why?
The
Like
guys
would,
are
would
like
smoking
getting
fetish still work in the
they-
80s?
I don't know. And the guys are getting smoke blown on their dick, dude.
That's the thing?
There's an ass for every seat, bro. There's an ass.
That's a
for
very
every
strange. That's a very
seat.
strange thing. We talked about on the phone, for kicking around the idea of doing stand-up comedy because I think
I'm
that
totally into it. Yeah, you called me the other day.
I
You
was
were like, "Hey,
excited. I'm
thinking-"
still very
And
excited.
I would love to go up there and try to do a tight 5.
I would like to. I can't think of anybody that I'd like to bomb next to other than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
I'm gonna open up with that pussy joke.
What was it? How did it go? It was math. So
Yeah.
math is.
Eating. It's so crude that I don't even want to say it.
You don't even want to say it. It's something about math is difficult and so is eating pussy or something like that.
I said eating pussy's kind of like math. I want to be good at it. I just don't practice it
Yeah,
enough.
that's exactly it. That's
And then I was
exactly
gonna hit it with the dice clay.
Oh, I don't know if the dice clay would work in today's
Dude,
environment. That's a very
but
aggressive.
the thing is, like with the stand up, it's the entire world is now. You're like, I'm gonna take this and I want to add this into my stand up.
Sure.
It's my perspective of the world. Like the other day, a new Chipotle opened up over by my house. My wife goes, "Yo, go to the Chipotle. There's a new one that just opened up by Sam's Club." I go, "Sure." And then like the kid sees me. I'm fresh out of training, so I got like shorts on.
Yes.
I'm yatted.
Yep.
I got like a Muay Thai hoodie on. And it's the kid's first fucking day. He's been there for like 8 hours.
Who the fuck is this gorilla?
Exactly. I go up and he's like, "Hi, sir. How can I help you?" And I go, "Oh, are you guys closing?" Because there was like kind of shit left.
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, we're actually open at 10." And I go, "Oh man, this looks like kind of leftovers." And then he goes, "What can I get for you?" And I go, "Let me get a
And you
rice
go,
bowl." And
Who
then-
did you vote for? Did you say they should have said that? Who did you vote for?
He goes like this. I go, "Let me get a rice bowl." He goes, "Oh yeah, sure." And then when he's making it, it wasn't coming out good. It wasn't coming out the Chipotle that you expect.
Right.
And then when he got to the chicken, which I was really looking forward to because I just got done training.
He grabbed it with no glove.
Dude, he looked like Michael J. Fox with Parkinson's
He
getting
just
it on
couldn't
there.
get the
Half of it fell off.
You should have went
when he
around
was-
behind the counter. Let me fucking do it.
I
I've been to
didn't
one of
wanna-
Chipotle's. I know how to fucking do it.
I tell him, I go, "Can I get double protein?" He's like, "Sure." And it's shaking off the spoon.
Is that what you have to
because
say, or are you just an asshole?
because
It's double
he's
chicken. Don't
so-
say double protein. Just because you're an athlete, or it
I
doesn't
say
mean
protein.
you have to say.
I go double protein.
Can you just ask for double chicken? Has he got powder behind it? Has he got a fucking a jar of powder behind the?
You know who asked for double chicken?
Who?
You.
Yeah, because it's
you
chicken.
untrained
'Cause it's
piece
chicken.
of shit. I want to call you so many slurs right now.
No, don't do that.
But I'm not gonna do it.
All right, that's fair. All right.
Because when the cameras are on, the mics are hot, We can't say
I
anything.
keep all the racial
racist
slurs that we say.
or
I trim them off
homophobic.
before the beginning of every show. We get it all out of our system. We say everything that we
it'd
can.
be so hard to not say the N-word.
And
No,
I just put and I put them all in
Jokes,
a file.
jokes, guys,
So when I
we
want to
tell
destroy
jokes.
your career, but look, we
So
should,
yeah, so Parkinson's Chipotle that happened to me. But getting back, it's like now if you do stand up, it's I heard it on, I think it was Bert Kreischer was talking about it, or Tom or something like that. He said it's doing stand up is they're listening to you tell your perspective of the world that you live in, and then your job is to have them listen to you.
it's your truth, bro.
That's it.
It's your truth.
Yeah.
I was thinking about I was listening to Tim Dillon on the way here, and he was saying how he thinks there's going to be a renaissance in comedy where like nobody's going to feel the pressure to be political because Trump being out of office is the elephant leaving the room.
Yeah.
And it's also like Trump being in office was kind of the low-hanging fruit. It was the thing that was so easy to make fun of that people really but
I mean,
politics,
Biden is kind of low hanging fruit too.
yeah,
that
but
guy.
what I'm hoping is that we could just let this dude die in office. Kamala steps in.
Oh, he's
she
definitely
does
gonna die.
the
You
right
get your
thing.
first. Yep, you get your first black female.
Yeah, she does. It's business as usual. Sure, we invade some countries, but also we,
It's a
do
funny
better
thing
with
that-
healthcare.
It's a funny thing because we touched on this before we went hot with the mics and shit like that. My brother and me and you were talking about like being like basically like a multiracial,
Yeah,
and how I remember growing up and just saying that because I remember everybody saying like, oh well, Obama's black, and I'm like, he's black and white. And
Yeah.
and then he goes, well, what are you? I go, well, I'm Hispanic, and then he goes, no, you're not. And then I go, no, I am. And then he's like, you half white, you white dog. And then I go, wait a second.
Wait a
If
second.
Obama could be black, I could be
that's
Puerto Rican.
fucking
Okay,
right,
my
you
dude.
son of a bitch. Isn't it funny being multiracial because you don't have a
nobody understands what you are. I don't even understand.
Yeah,
what
well,
I
you
am.
have no. I have no. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Loyalty to any sort of like racial heritage, racial traditions.
Yeah.
I don't have any loyalty or relationship to any of those things. So
Yeah.
I don't have. But it is interesting because I experienced the same thing when I was a kid. I used to say,
I don't
that
know
I
where
was
I fit.
Well, yeah,
you
the
know,
Uruguayan
I don't
kids
really
wouldn't
fit
be friends with me.
those kids. I definitely don't want to hang out with those weird white kids over there.
Yep. And if you should
Yeah.
say that you're Spanish, it was like you were lying.
Oh, they automatically wanted to out you. I remember when I was locked up, dude, I was rolling with the Latin Kings, and they were like, they had to make a check on me to make sure that my mom was actually Hispanic.
Did they really?
They sure did.
How'd they find out?
I don't know. They just did. They were like, yo, turns out you're right. You are Hispanic. Your mom's Puerto Rican.
Well,
I was like,
thank you,
shit.
dude. Didn't realize you were doing a background check.
Yeah, and then when I was like leaving jail, I was just like, oh, I'm finally glad to get away with all this gang shit and stuff. And they would go like, all right, so it's going to work. There's going to be somebody outside waiting for you. And I was like, shit.
Oh, no.
Wait, can I just be a gang member
Can I
in
be a jail
and
gang
then,
guy?
like, never be a part of a gang again?
No, that's
He's
not how
like,
blood
that's
in, blood
not-
out.
that's not
Blood
how
in,
it
blood
works.
out.
But fortunately, there's
There's a
I
saying for a
slipped
reason.
through the cracks.
Yeah. You
So-
ran past that dude
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
waiting out of the gates out there.
I was just like, anybody? Nope.
When I first did stand up in Nevada, which is funny, we talked a while ago about somebody asked a question, what moment are you most proud of? And I don't remember what the fuck I said, but like I do feel one of my proudest moments was actually getting on the stage and doing stand up. And the reason I say that is because the fear leading up to it was unlike anything I've ever experienced in my fucking life. I mean, driving out to I told my wife and I said goodbye to my cousin, and I drove off into the night of fucking Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nice.
And I went to go
Good. Paint me a picture. Go ahead.
alone, entirely
What
alone.
was Cindy wearing?
I don't. Hey, no.
ahead.
No. I don't. She was gone already. I'm leaving.
Low
What
cut?
I'm wearing.
Low cut?
You remember? No. Nothing was low cut.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
Who's
Go,
out?
go. You were
Look,
saying?
God damn it. All right. But I did. I drove
So you
out
drove
there
off into the desert
into
air,
the desert air,
breathing in
alone, dry desert
lights.
air.
Was there lights?
And there's lights because I had to drive down the strip
Nice.
to get to this place.
There you go.
And
feeling like a pro.
the whole time, I'm shouting out loud to myself, like you can fucking do this.
Yeah.
You drove all the way across the fucking country. You've gone and fought fucking people, and you could do that. You can get the fuck. And I'm shouting to myself because I literally
There was
need this.
5 meth addicts.
Well, there was a lot of people there,
And
to be
you
honest,
crushed.
because crushing is not the word I would use either.
I would use it. Just say you crushed.
All right, I could say that I crushed because
Yeah,
there actually is video evidence of it. I
crushed.
found it recently. It's on my Facebook.
There you go.
But finally getting up there, I think all of the anxiety and the tension was actually just the moment leading up to it, and then once you got up there, I was doing.
I'll tell you what. Fighting in stand-up, I feel, have a lot of similarities in the sense that it's all action, reaction, rehearsal, preparation. I feel it's all a lot of the same. You know, it's like me going out there. There's no movie moment, you know?
Yeah.
There's no thing where I'm like, oh, you're going to get funnier or something. It's like whatever you prepared, you're going to use. And the same thing as fighting goes.
You're only as good as you. Well,
you're only as good as you prepare.
As you prepare, but then there are.
I mean, I'll go up there, I'll wing it and crush.
There are anomalies.
I'm gonna open up that pussy, Joe.
There are anomalies. You know what I mean? It's like people that step into a gym and they have a certain ability to just fight. You know, and then you hone it. But it's the same thing with the stage. But there is something weird too about waiting, and I'm sitting there all. It was a dumb idea, I think, to go alone. Because I'm sitting there was no happy moment before I went on stage.
I'm just imagining like a very Joker kind of thing going on.
It was a little creepy, I think, because I'm sitting entirely alone. I'm sipping on my Miller Lite because it was $2 Miller Lights.
Amen.
And there's no happy jokiness leading up to it because I don't have anybody there, no support system, no friends, nobody who's just like, it'll come when it comes. So anyway,
you got a kid,
none of that shit. It was just like, cold start. Please welcome to the stage, David Corbo.
Do you get a nickname?
No, I didn't get a nickname. I only did it 3 times. That's not enough time.
This is what you do. If we go professional with stand up,
it's the Cobra.
You drop Corbo and you become David Lee.
David Lee?
Yeah.
David Lee Cobra?
And I would be Jason Lynn.
Your middle name's Lynn? Did we go over this?
Asshole. Bomblin is my
name. I was like, wait a second. I don't remember your middle name being. What the hell's your middle name again?
You gotta. It's Matthew.
Matthew. That's
Jason
right.
Matthew Bomblin.
Very.
So anyway, when you're coming up with those stage names, you got to figure out like a stage name.
I mean, I don't know if I need a stage name. I feel like you think about everybody and they just have their names.
No, I think you need a stage name.
Like Joe Rogan is just Joe Rogan. I guess I'd be Dave.
It's Joe Roganstein.
What'd you say, David? Joe Roganstein?
Joe Roganstein.
Is Jews in the podcast industry. I just would I be Dave Corbo or David Corbo?
You'd be David Lee. Would be your name.
David Lee.
David Lee.
You know what's funny as fuck?
And I'd be Jason Lynn.
YNN,
baby.
They
would think I'm Asian. They would think we're an Asian
tag team stand-up duo. Welcome to David Lee and Jaylin. No, I didn't mean to do that accent. But
here we go again.
I did that.
I have a real problem.
I can't help it. I don't have a problem.
If we ever meet Bobby Lee, he's gonna spit.
They
in your
just
face.
have cool accents, man. I just want to be a part of the fun. I have a great amount of reverence for the entire continent
for all
of Asia,
6 trillion of
Russia. Yeah, I just feel like, dude, I don't remember what the fuck I was gonna say. Something about my name. I don't think we need nicknames though. I think you just go up there as just regular.
No way, David Lee's so much cooler than David Lee Corbo.
What changed though? Because I remember asking you like, would you do it? And you were like, probably not. And then I just called you up, hyped about it one day, and you were like, yeah, you know what? Fuck yeah.
Because I thought about it. I was like, what the fuck is 5 minutes and just going up there and
that's it.
Having a story.
Some of them even do 3 minutes. 3 minutes is nothing.
This is what I'm saying. That's like one story. That's the one crack addict story that I told. You know,
yeah.
So it's just kind of like life shit. I get to tell people that I was carjacked by 2 crack addicts.
Yep.
In Carteret. I get to tell people that I've stepped in a cage, fought another man. I've stepped in a ring, fought another man.
Yep.
I get to say I've gone on stage, did a tight 5.
Tight 5.
That's what they say in the that's what they say in the industry.
In the biz, baby. In the biz.
Tight 5,
We're
baby.
already kind of in the biz. But I just think if we do local stuff, we can have our friends and our fans come out, and if we bomb in front of them, they're not even really
they
people.
Don't care. And then worst case scenario, I kind of have that thing where whatever, I bomb in front of them, I can still beat them up in the parking lot.
That's true. I don't have that. I might be able to beat up like.
Well, we're gonna find out when you fight Alex.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of Alex. Alex is gonna. I'm gonna smoke the shit out of Alex. I've told everybody
that they need to watch this because you're gonna pummel
Unbelievable.
him. I'm
$3 fucking. I'm sorry to just
I'm
come back to
figured-
that, but I'm very angry about that.
Yeah, you came in real hot.
Unbelievable.
You came in so hot that I didn't know what to say.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
$1.50.
I was like, what the hell?
You
Is
guys
this-
don't give a shit
is this
about
a cold
us.
opening?
You don't give a shit about
Don't-
these kids.
don't
You don't
start-
give a shit about these breast cancer awareness. Unfucking believable.
You don't care about titties or children.
Unbelievable.
You're the worst kind of people
What
in the world.
do you people care about? Free content. You just eat it up. Oh, as long as it's free. But I gotta pay. It's a fucking $1 is the minimum.
Don't get
I'm
started.
sorry. I'm
Dave.
sweating in my hat.
Don't get
I'm sorry.
started because the next thing you're gonna start saying things.
I don't
about
know.
Asians.
The racial stuff will
racial
come out.
stuff
That
is
is what
gonna come
happens.
out.
If I go for too long, the racial stuff comes out.
Yeah,
but I
so
just
we had a lot going on this week though with the fucking Chipotle opening up by me, the president changing, big things this week. you know?
I'm hoping that with the president, like we said, it's just gonna be business as usual.
I think it's gonna be the business as usual.
I think so. I think so. And I think with Trump out of office, it is a good time to, the whole nation is trying something new. So let's try some new stuff.
Sure.
I think we should make a goal. I think if it's November, we could spend this month prepping, and then in December maybe we should go up and embarrass ourselves.
I would like to do it after the new year, actually.
After the new year,
I got a lot of things going on here. We got your fight coming up.
December's
I got
a big
a couple
month, too.
new people that I'm training. I got.
How are you gonna
I want to
find
finish
time?
out the year. I just do it. I just do it,
Just
bro.
do it.
If
Just
if I'm gonna do something, I do it. I do like personals from like 8 to like fucking 11. I somehow fit my shit in. I somehow do well at my job and that's always surprising how I still do well at my job.
Yeah.
And being able to be okay with this, and then be in the middle of that, you got to be a decent husband and shit like that. And
Wow. Just,
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of humble bragging going on.
No, what I'm thinking about is like, should I bring a child into this world?
Yeah,
And-
absolutely. Why
and
not?
then you got to be like
Train
a
him up to
dad,
fight
too.
and to be a comedian.
Yeah, he could be like
That's
a
it.
funny tough
My
guy.
kid goes, when I grow up, I want to have a podcast like Dad. And I'm like, God, geez, can you aim a little bit higher? Can you fucking aim just a little
What
bit
about
higher?
a news
dude?
anchor, son?
Just
Nope.
something
Podcast.
that makes you money.
Any
would be a
loser
good
could
move.
have a podcast.
It's absolutely true.
Right here.
Absolutely. Don't point at us. That's not.
I'm just saying, it's not hard.
I think that is a good goal. In fact, we could call
What
it.
if Dave was? What if Jack was like, and all I gotta find is a half white guy to bankroll the whole
That's
thing.
it. That's all I gotta find is one dude who's willing to put the whole thing on his card.
Just
just
put
charge
the
it
whole
to the card.
fucking show on his back.
We talked about too the potential for getting somebody behind the camera just to kind of.
I don't know if I like that. I
You
think
don't
it's
know?
gonna fuck up the dynamic. I don't like having somebody else be there. I like.
What if
you
they're
being
funnier
there.
than us?
That's what I'm
That's
also
a
afraid
problem.
of. That
right?
could be a definite
If we start getting
possibility.
comments like, "Hey, can the guy behind the camera be in front of the camera?" Because he's
and then I'll be
way
like,
better.
you know what? This is where I
You're
think
fired.
Dave and Jay will. I quit.
I could, yeah.
I
If
just
we
quit.
get
I
somebody,
got other
who-
shit I gotta do. I don't
Imagine
need to
us
be here.
being disillusioned. We're just like, wait, you know what, man? The show feels pretty good. I feel pretty funny. And all of a sudden, some dude gets behind the camera, and it's every possible moment just making us feel like, God, we're
And then we
not-
changed the name to like DJ VW and the kids.
We start talking about politics. Wait, hey, wait a second. Don't do that, man.
and then it's really gonna go to crap.
Yeah. But I think that would be a good goal. We can make that, I guess as soon as January starts. It
Yeah,
sucks.
we'll start writing some material. I got a bunch of like some stuff. One I want to kind of work that carjack story.
Oh, you know what's funny? We kind of touched on it before.
What the hell is this going over the neighbors? Oh, okay, I remember that.
You went to the neighbors?
Yeah, I used to. I got a real problem coming in my jeans. I used to go to the neighbors and then like I'd make out with the neighbor girl.
Sure.
And then I would always like you dry hump and
Yeah.
there's nothing really happening.
Right.
Like clockwork would come in my pants.
Oh,
at about
yeah,
2 minute
yeah.
mark.
I had the same
and then
experience.
I used to say the same line all the time. I'd go, "Oh, look what time it is," right?
Yeah.
So then after about the fourth time, I would go, "Oh," she's like, "Look what time it is," and then I go, "Look what time it is." I'm out of here.
She started to pair the
She
the
clocked
shaking
it.
up
Yeah,
with the
she clocked
I had
it.
the same experience. I had a neighbor girl who do the
Can't
same
stop
thing with.
coming in my jeans, bro.
I mean, I feel like you're on a pretty good track right now. It's been a number of years, hasn't it?
I feel pretty good about
Yeah,
that.
so that's fine then. You're doing
And then
just
I
fine.
definitely don't want to come in my baby blues.
Yeah, you gotta set a baby blues on you
Oh,
right
speaking
now.
out, shout out to my boy Tristan who got me this shirt for my birthday.
Nobody can
It's
see the fucking. You're showing. It looked like you were showing the laptop.
Yeah, it's a great white on my breast
it's
pocket.
a very nice shirt. I feel like you got it from Forever 21 because I'm pretty sure I saw that at Forever
31
when I bought this shirt from Forever 21.
Forever
That's exactly
31,
where this came
baby.
from. Oh man,
I just wonder, like, what age am I gonna have to like? Can I dress like this forever? Is this a possibility?
think so.
At what age is this trying too hard? Is what I'm saying.
It depends. I get
you're
to
what,
hide
37,
behind.
38?
No, just freshly turned 30. Very young, very tight. That's right. Very young, very
Jesus,
tight.
You leather-faced
Still gotta
piece
know.
of
Yo, my
shit.
fucking face is getting wrinkly, my guy. Oh my god, my
Yeah,
face is getting wrinkly and my hair is starting to
I
fade.
saw you before you hydrate. You look
Oh, that
gross.
picture was fucked up. Yeah.
Ugh.
I think that might have been after a night of drinking.
I can't believe Cindy rolls over and goes, "I want to fuck that."
my eyes get all puffed. She does
Ugh.
too. She looks
I-
like she
surprised.
sucks on my eyelids to stretch them out a little bit more. I remember I was doing this. I was tugging on my eyelids, and she goes, "Don't fucking do that. It's already pretty bad. Don't do that anymore."
Then I call Jack in the room. I scare him, and then I drink his blood.
No, I just need a little bit of water in the morning. It's not a big deal. I get some water
I just
in me.
need water and a fresh
That's it.
adrenalized
You know what I
gland.
don't like? Do you put moisturizer on your face?
No, who the fuck puts moisturizer on their face?
Apparently,
I'm
I
a
need to.
man, bro.
Apparently, I need to.
You put moisturizer on your face?
You have no wrinkles on your face.
No, that's because I'm tight, bro.
I don't know what's going on. I got a lot of facial wrinkles.
That's the.
I articulate a lot.
You
though. I've got a big.
leathery fucking.
I just have a lot of expression. You know what I mean? I've spent my whole life expressing aggressively, and it's carved out some canyons.
I would just say a hard life. You got a
No.
face of a guy who's had a hard life.
It's been a smooth, buttery ride up until this
Definitely
point.
has it.
It's only getting better.
Dude, I remember you when you were so short and fat.
Well, I was
Boy,
at one
I never
point-
thought you were gonna climb out of that hole.
It was
honestly.
hard. It was really hard. You know,
Then you took that boxing match that you didn't show up for. Fortunately, that got you.
No,
in
by
shape.
that time I was already in shape.
Yeah.
By that time, I was over. I moved. God damn it! Now I feel like I have to caveat this because people didn't listen to our first episode where I explained myself, because that's how much this hinges on my psyche. Is that our very first episode? I believe I explained myself. I moved an hour and 10 minutes away that week. You know, I moved. I lived in a different place.
You know, if I moved an hour and 10 minutes away, I still would have done the
it
Golden
was
Gloves.
impossible. It was
so
impossible.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that and then you're gonna channel all that into beating Alex's face.
I'm gonna beat Alex's ass.
I'm figuring the way it's gonna happen is you're gonna stop him in the second round with a body shot.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm gonna.
That was kind of my plan too. Is the
so
second round?
I think what I want to do is
got shit to
corner.
do.
I want to corner you, and I think I'm gonna have Vince from Super Friends corner Alex.
That's
Yeah, I think we could do
only
that.
fair.
Yeah, I think that would be fair. And then we're just gonna do video, and then what we could do is do like a breakdown of it
Yeah.
on the show.
And then I'm also gonna never fight again because every gorilla
You're
that
gonna
listens
retire.
to this fucking
Yeah.
show is
He's
gonna
gonna wanna
want a
smash
piece
your
of Dave,
face in.
and
Oh,
they're gonna
yeah.
get increasingly worse.
And then they're gonna have tape on you, so they're gonna be like, "Oh, here's his tendencies."
yeah,
right here.
yeah, they're
Now
gonna
they're gonna
study
have
my
tape
tape.
on you.
I'm gonna
Yep.
have to switch up my game. I don't have enough time to switch up my game. I do think that after this, I want to start. Well, I don't know how the fuck I would find the time. I want to start doing jujitsu, but like on what regular basis? Because Dante's is hella close to me. It's stupid. I passed by it today and I was like,
Sure.
I just took my son
It's
to
a
the
great
park.
school, man, but I don't know, brother. If you want, I'm always willing to fucking train you.
I don't want to just train with you though. It's terrible just training with you.
But you could see, like, from my gram, I don't just train by myself. Like, we have like a group. We do Saturdays and Sundays, like Thick Boy.
Yeah, but even Saturdays,
Thick Boy
like
Fight
this Saturday I worked. And then this Sunday,
you're gonna have to make time, Dave. That's the only thing.
I mean, the time that I have, I
you
gotta
have
give
to-
it to my wife and kid. You know, like
Do
this morning,
Do you work on the weekends?
I just worked yesterday morning. Yesterday was Saturday.
See, I got a beautiful schedule. I love.
Well,
my
I'm
job.
very envious of your schedule.
4 on, 3 off.
4 on, 3 off.
Boom,
I mean, that's the
boom,
American dream.
boom.
If you work your way into 4 on, I'm telling you that.
Honestly,
I'm
not
very
for
envious
nothing.
of that.
Not for nothing. I recommended it to the job about almost a year and a half, 2 years ago. I recommended this is how the job should work. I told them, I said, you guys should run like an Amazon model, because
Amazon does that?
Amazon does 4 on, 3 off.
No, wow, I didn't know that.
Because at the time I was working, when I first got with the company, I was working like 12-hour days, sometimes 14 hours.
Jesus
it got to
Christ.
the point where I was going to work, wouldn't see my wife, come home, she'd be sleeping. It was like that for like almost a year.
That's misery.
I had to pay my fucking dues, yeah. And then eventually, like, I left. I took that kickboxing fight. Then I came back, and then I told them about all these like things, like a new business model and plans like that.
Having a life for your employees.
And they changed. Yeah, they did. I got to give it to them, man. They really fucking did.
I don't know if there's...
They were like, let's run the 4 on, 3 off, and the 5th day is optional if you want. because some of these guys, they work 10, 12, 14-hour days. And it's like, it's not bad if you're working 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, it's doable.
Then you can put that kind of work in, rest,
and then you could
spend some time.
Exactly, especially with the job that we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty brutal. It's really taxing on the body. And think about that, like, because I rolled this morning, we drilled, my shoulders kind of killed me. So between like that and then work and then training, it's like I got to do like a lot of rehab and stuff. I just can't wait till I get enough money from this podcast to do a blood transfusion
That's what it's
with
about.
a 21-year-old boy.
Get a little bit of adrenalized blood in you.
For sure. I can't wait.
Platelet-rich plasma.
That's why I'm going to have a baby.
To drain the blood from him.
I'm going to get him
Never
to drain the
take
blood.
too much, though, because you have a renewable source there.
Sure.
If you just give him some orange juice after you take a little bit,
And a
orange juice and a
cookie,
chocolate
and
bar.
you're
There you
good.
go. Yep.
Boom.
I see what you're doing now. There is something that terrifies me when I think about people who work that many hours. Like my boy, for example, Shelly, he works a lot. Well, Shelly, he doesn't have, he's
like, what do you
got
do for
nobody
fun?
waiting at home for him.
work.
Yeah. he does enjoy it. Nobody's waiting at home for him. But like, I don't know. I can't, when I was a young man, I became obsessed with the idea of like, don't live to work and then die.
Yeah, absolutely. But like a lot of guys find their escape at the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah, that's true too. So if you're
when
finding
guys
it in
work like that, usually those boys are hard drinkers too.
That's true. Yeah.
Fucking work hard and they drink
I know
hard.
a few of those guys, that work that fucking much, and then all their time is spent drinking outside of it.
I didn't want to carve my fucking life out. Like
no. I just don't want to get to the end of my life and say, oh man, I sure did work a lot.
Oh my God. I used to say that shit all the time.
Oh God.
I used to tell people, but like, look, you're not going to, be on your deathbed and at the end of it go, boy, I'm glad I worked all those.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, is like
what can you say about him? He worked a lot,
It may be overly dramatic though.
Didn't want to do that.
When you think about something that you want to do and you've got a lot of fear associated with it, it may seem a little dramatic, but I still stick by that idea of like when you want to do something, let's use stand up for an example. Are you going to get to the end of your life and possibly go like, damn man, I never gave it a shot? Or are you going to get to the end of your life and be like, man, it was cool that I did that. I may have bombed and I may have sucked, but like, God damn, that was wild that I did that.
See, what I am is I'm hyper focused when I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if like I'm training, no phone, no distraction, I just train. If I'm working, no phone, you won't see me on fucking like op picture dude, I am just hyper focused into my work.
Right.
So when people go, how do you have the time to do all this? It's not just the allocation of time, but when you are doing what you are doing, it is have fucking blinders on to
be
that.
there, be present.
All of the world goes quiet and you are just hyper focused on whatever you're doing right there. So whether it's training or this or that, and I find myself like, kind of fucking around though, because when it's like family time and stuff like that, I'll find myself like on my phone, like the goddamn social dilemma.
We talked about it, last week.
And I'm like, I almost like stepped up my social media bullshit.
After the social dilemma, I kind of feel
swear
the
to God,
same
I'm
way,
like, oh my
dude.
God. Or
I
it's
became
like,
aware of it, and then I somehow did more.
I know, and I gotta work on that. Everybody's working on something,
Yeah.
and right now I'm working on that. So I want to be hyper focused in when it's like family time, husband time. I want to be more in the moment with that. But when I'm doing everything else like work or training, or if I'm going to do podcast, this is all I'm doing. If I'm going to start writing for like a stand up, I'm going to just be hyper focused in that.
Yeah.
But that's my piece of advice for anybody who goes like, how the fuck do you do all this stuff? Just when the time that you allocate for it, just be hyper focused.
Put your phone down, actually fucking be there.
Be in the moment.
I remember right after we had that conversation about the social dilemma, and then that Monday, right afterwards, I ended up spiking my numbers like really fucking high. I was like, you spent 5 hours or some shit on social media today. And I was making excuses because the reason was the CCC was we did a little appearance on,
let everybody know about that, and shout out and drop our boy there.
Andy Singer of Bearded Humor. He's a great photoshopper, and he does a lot of work.
An all around great guy.
He is a good dude though. He's
he
actually
really is a sweet fucking
a
guy.
New Jersey native. And,
I thought he would be like kind of like a wild man with the beard.
With the
hair.
beard, he looks it, but he's
and
actually
the fact
a
that he
sweetheart.
loves like fucking metal, but
Yeah.
he's actually
he's
really
charismatic and he's measured and he's
and
a sweetheart.
He's not like overly like you think somebody like that would be loud and
and a
intense.
big
He's not,
character.
little bit more of a softer voice. Very nice.
Yeah. Very.
I like. Shout
he's
out
sharp
to
and
shout
he's
out to
there.
Andy.
But he does this thing called Bearded Babble on Mondays, which the second half of the CCC, I believe, is going to be on this upcoming Monday. So when you're listening to this, keep an eye out Monday night around 8 p.m. For Bearded Humor's page. He's going to go live, and it'll be the rest of the gang from the CCC. But I spent a lot of time in the chat that day anticipating doing this moment and freaking out with everybody. Everybody's messaging back and forth like, fuck, I'm nervous. Holy shit, But it did seem like right after the social dilemma, like my numbers just, I don't understand why it almost drove me to do it more. Like I was so aware of it.
I don't know.
And this past week, I fucked
did
up
the
probably
same
more.
fucking thing. I don't know, man.
I don't even want to know what my. You know what? I would like to see real quick what my because we talked about it last week, and it was like I think mine were like 20 hours for the whole fucking
Mine
week,
was like
which
3
is
hours
nearly
a
day.
Yeah, it's stepped up for sure. I definitely ramped it up after that goddamn
That documentary.
podcast.
It explained to us that it was the
documentary.
the bad thing to do, and yet.
Did you get
we
a?
did it. It's like somebody being like, "Don't do."
Did you
crack.
get a chance to see that bully documentary?
No, I have not.
I got my one boy JD from work comes up to me and goes, "Yo, man, I could relate, bro. I was fucking bullied as a kid too." And I got a lot of people that said the same thing. They were like,
up 5%.
God damn.
Yeah, 22 hours. I spent nearly a full day on social media just fucking around. We actually did get a pretty good response from that podcast specifically about the bullying thing.
Not for nothing. I got a lot of people. They were like, "That was one of the funniest shows you guys did." And I was like, "Really?" It's never one that you kind of expect.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, all right, cool. Whatever you do."
Did you see what I said to the one dude on YouTube? Somebody said like, I related to this episode. I was also bullied. Da da da. And then I, of course, got a super not holier than thou, but just fucking hubris and full of pride. And I said something to the effect of like, anybody who does not have a healthy relationship with violence, it usually creates one of two things.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that was you that said that?
Yeah, that was me.
That was great. Can you repeat that quote?
Well, it was not, it's me. I said it. I can actually get it right here. But, okay, so, and it's not here. Publish.
You could paraphrase if
well,
you
either
want.
way, I said people who don't have a healthy relationship with violence, and what I mean by that is like through martial arts is the most common route to have a healthy relationship with violence, when it's a competitive and a learning experience and discovering who you are as a person. But if you don't have that relationship with violence, it creates typically one of two types of people. Either A, you're a coward, because you're afraid of, people are very commonly afraid of mysterious things, and fighting in combat is a mysterious thing if you've never been a part of it and you've only seen it on fucking TV, and so it becomes this overwhelming mysterious thing for you, and you cower away from it. And when there's an opportunity for violence that is it's sometimes in fucking life there is a time for violence. It's just a fact.
And then the B?
The B is that you become an asshole. You become a fucking bully, because the only relationship that you have with violence is an unhealthy one. And it's not one of competition and growth and learning. It's one of dominating other people.
And you're a coward and I'm a bully.
How fucking dare you? You are a bully. Now you are a bully.
Oh, sorry,
You
man.
are a bully, you piece of shit.
Is that what you're getting at?
No, that's not what I was
okay,
getting at. Where's,
sorry.
I do want to see.
Thought that's what you're going to.
If I actually say, I don't even know. Fuck
We got
you.
to stop
I don't know how to use
trying
this.
to finish each other's sentences. I thought
That's
you were
not what I was going to.
And I'm a coward.
That was
and
not.
Jay's a bully.
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah, and whatever I said was super just fucking smug sounding, and that.
No, I thought it was kind of nice.
Yeah, kind of nice, but it was also very like, what am I, a fucking?
It
what the
was
fuck am I?
powerful.
I suppose maybe it was, but yeah, that was a lot of people's experience. I'd imagine.
No, we had a good response from that. I think that bully thing is good, and I also think it wasn't all bad. Everything that happened to me, because it shaped me into a lot of the person that I am today, and like how I don't like seeing people get bullied, and how I'm very encouraging of people to learn martial arts or something like that, or some kind of defense. Just to equip yourself with some sort of knowledge on how to protect yourself.
You know what?
I'm big into it.
I don't like
that's why.
Well, I'm gonna cut you off now. I don't like when people have have some negative experience in child. No. God damn it, Jay. No, I'm sorry. Oh God, don't grip me.
Don't make me fucking bully you, Dave.
But when people don't have, they have some negative experience in life, and then that drives them to become a piece of shit. And you're supposed to be a good enough person to recognize that like people's experience in life drives them to make the bad decisions that they make. But then when you look at, your life wasn't fucking super dope. And my life wasn't super dope. No. And we don't go around belittling and shitting on people, but there's a flavor of person that didn't have all the cards handed to him the right way and had some negative experiences and then grew up because of honestly, this trauma or whatever.
Honestly, my dad was very much under the, non-bullying. He was always, look out for the guy who can't defend himself. It was really weird. My dad was like this crazy tough dude, and he was very much under that tutelage of look out for the guy who can't defend himself and, be nice to people and animals kind of guy.
Right, sure.
And I really kind of
thank God, because you strike me as the type that would have popped a gerbil in a microwave.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about? You used to walk around with knives and shit, lighting fires, you white trash piece of shit.
If you weren't steered in the right direction, is what I mean to say. Like, you could have very easily been a terrible, because genetically speaking, you've always had a predisposition to be a scrappy, tough, thick dude.
Sure.
And you aim that character in the wrong direction at a gerbil as a young man.
Throw that little son of a bitch in the microwave.
You want to know what the microwave does.
Yeah.
You want to know what the microwave does.
Absolutely.
I didn't like kids that hurt fucking little animals. And
I
shit when
really did not like that.
Yeah, I fucked some kids up that found a baby bird and were torturing it.
That's
they were much younger
gross,
than me. I kicked him around and shit.
Then you raped him?
No, wait, no, dude, no.
I was just saying that they'll definitely
they were just hurting a bird.
They'll never hurt that bird again.
Well, there's a few different ways to learn a lesson, though.
Little pee-pee in the butt.
No, I didn't do anything with my pee-pee. I kicked him and I yelled at him and stuff like that.
And I was like, you'll never hurt a bird again.
I thought about it, but I didn't do it.
Well,
man.
Well, we live in Biden's America now, so it's okay to put pee-pees in butts.
No, that's not. Pee-pee stuff isn't okay now.
Pee-pee stuff is okay in Biden's America.
Biden's America, pee-pee stuff is okay.
Guys, this was episode 20 of DJVW. Yeah. Next week, we will have my boy Dave on.
Oh, that's next week?
He is from the Jersey Boys podcast.
That
is the 21st, I believe. He'll be on the show. You could check them out. What is that? Jersey Boys at Jersey Boys.
Yeah, Jersey Boys on.
They're a football kind of lightly comedic podcast. They work with Brett Ernstein, who's a professional comedian, and my buddy Dave, who we're gonna have on. He was a professional wrestler. He worked for the New York Giants. I think he worked for the Dallas Cowboys for a little while.
Did he really do him?
He does commentary for like professional wrestling.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's a real interesting guy.
This is the moment where we have somebody on the show who outshines us, and then we stop doing the show.
He may actually outshine us. He might steal a little of our thunder.
Unbelievable.
But we have stories of when me and him were growing up, and he used to get bullied, and I would defend him, but I also bullied him at the same time. But nobody else.
Worst.
But nobody else.
You're like, nobody else gonna fuck my bitch.
Nobody else could bully my friend.
Oh no.
But yeah, I had his back. But anyway, we're gonna have him on next week, so check him out. Do a little research on him this week. He's a great dude. It's a great podcast. And I'm
especially
excited.
If you're big time into football,
I'm excited to have them. I'm excited to have him on. So once again, this is Dave and Jay versus the World, episode 20. I'm Jay. He's Dave.
That's true.
And we're out.
Bye. Mwah.
Dave and Jay versus the world.